It's Mardi Gras time. Well, good evening, everybody. Good evening. This is Coach Sherri, Chaplain Sherri, your community pastor Sherri. This is Sherri from the 800 block of Mooney Avenue. Welcome tonight to Moo Moos, Mixing and Musing with Sherri. I pray that all is well with you. As you can tell, it's Mardi Gras season around here. Yes, it is. Well, good evening. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good midnight, or whatever your case may be. I pray that all is well with you and that you have had a great day, that you have had a great day. It has been a cold day down here in Louisiana. It has been a cold day in Louisiana. Welcome tonight. Again, Coach Sherri, Chaplain Sherri, your community pastor Sherri, down here in the Mardi Gras town. I pray that all is well with you tonight. Don't y'all mind me. I'm just doing what I'm doing. And remember, these are my opinions. This is my way of doing, being, and saying. So don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just doing me. So welcome everybody again to this segment of Moo Moos, Mixing and Musing with Coach Sherri from the 800 block of Mooney Avenue. Listen, it is cold down here. It is cold down here. And that's today and tonight and a little bit tomorrow. And then it's going to get back to 70 degrees. Wouldn't you know it? Welcome everybody. Those who have joined me to this segment of Moo Moos, Mixing and Musing, right? Tonight we're going to talk about a whole lot of things while I try my hand at making my very first Mardi Gras pound cake. Mardi Gras pound cake. So it's a whole lot of steps to this. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that I got all the different pieces to it and all the ingredients. I took my time and I have all of the ingredients already measured out. And so I pray that it will come out. And so, you know, my theory is, well, if it doesn't work out this time, just try it again. That's how I kind of like approach things in life. If it doesn't work the first time, then I'll try it again. Hey, Robin, so good to see you tonight. I pray that all is well with you and that the weather is decent in California. In fact, as you're coming on, would you just put in the comment section where you're from and what degree is it? You know, is it below 0? Is it 70? Is it 80? Is it 32? Is it 60? Whatever. How cold is it where you are? So again, tonight I'm going to try my hand on Mardi Gras pound cake. I've not done this before, but I figured, guess what? I'm going to try it. And as I say, it's many different steps to this cake, but I have already measured out. I have measured out the all the ingredients, and we'll just see how it goes. So you know, with pound cakes, and really this is a pound cake, but it has the different ingredients that will get it to be close to a king cake. And listen, live in Raleigh, not temperature or dropping to the teens is currently 29 degrees. Oh my God. Oh, Bianca, please stay warm. Take care of yourself in that. Robin, what is the weather like where you are in California? So, the first thing, like with all cakes, all pound cakes, you start with 3 sticks of butter. And this is 3 sticks of unsalted butter that's already in here. And the direction says that I'm to add 3 sticks of unsalted butter, 1 tablespoon of oil, and that's this here, 1 tablespoon of oil, and 2 3/4 cups of sugar. We're going to put that in 53 degrees and raining in Oakland, California. Oh my. I will take that. I will take that. And then we're going to put in 2 3/4 cups of sugar. So tonight, there's a lot I have on the agenda to talk about. Thank you, Robin. There's a lot on the agenda that I have to talk about tonight. And the first thing that I want to do is talk about death by suicide. And I guess you say, well, Sherri, why are you talking about that? Why are you talking about such a topic? Hey, James, good to see you tonight. Please like, share, tag somebody in your circle, your clique, or your crew. So why am I talking about suicide or death by suicide? Well, number one, if you have lived long enough, at some point in your life, or you or somebody you know have experienced suicidal ideation. Suicidal ideation. Hello, Robin. How cold is it in Racine, Wisconsin? So I am making a Mardi Gras cake, Mardi Gras pound cake, and I am starting, I put 3 sticks of unsalted butter, a tablespoon of oil, and 2 3/4 cups of sugar. So the reason why I want to talk about death by suicide is because we do know the administrator at Lincoln University in, help me to remember, somebody tell me where it is, I forget where it is, where the administrator, a black, -1 feels like -20, oh my gosh. Stay warm, Robin. Stay warm. You know, with heads like ours, we need to make sure that we are covered when we go out. Somebody help me to remember where Lincoln University is, where the administrator, the black woman who died by suicide. We, as church folk, we have a lot of opinions about suicide. We have a lot of, we grew up, I know I did that. If a person died by suicide, then they would go straight to hell. They would go straight to hell. Well, let's just say that that's bad theology, and let's just say right now, we're going to clear that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but that is bad theology. No. But I do want to talk about, first of all, let us change our language. Let us no longer say that a person committed suicide. The language is they died by suicide. They died by suicide. Just as if somebody died from cancer, they died from a heart attack, they died from suicide. And so what I know is that in my experience of working, hello, Bishop-elect Winton, so glad to see you tonight. What I know in working as a chaplain is that when I talk to people who have suicidal ideation, it is not that they so much, a lot of times that people want to die, but they want to ease the pain. They want to relieve the pain that they are experiencing. They want to relieve the pain that they are experiencing. And for that person, they feel that the only way to relieve the pain is to remove themselves from the pain. I can tell you about my own experiences, and I'm not, breaking any news because I have Lincoln University. I know it, but I can't think of where it is. I can't think about where it is. Yes, that doctor is coming soon, May 18, 2024, to be exact. My own personal experience, I've written about it in my memoir when I was in the 11th grade and so many things were happening in our family. I wanted to relieve the pain, and the only way that I felt that I could relieve the pain was that I took more Valium than I needed to. I took more Valium than I needed to. Not that I was trying to die. I was trying to relieve the pain of what I was feeling and what I was experiencing at the time. If my family would not have gotten me to the hospital, I would not be here today. Went to the hospital and they pumped my stomach and all of that kind of stuff to remove, to get the Valium out of my system. So what I'm saying is that be kind to everyone you see because you don't know the great burden that they are carrying. Be kind to everyone you see because you don't know the great burden that they are carrying. And so when a person says that they are going to die by suicide or they want to die by suicide, a lot of times it is to relieve pain, to relieve pressure, the pain of whatever the situation is, and they see no other way out. They see no other way to relieve the pain and the pressure that they find themselves under. And the only way to do it that they see is to die by suicide. If you look at scripture, if you go and the whole story of Elijah, and we say, well, she looked like she had everything going on, or he, I can't believe that he did that because everything looked so good. They've done all of these successful things in life. Well, do you remember Elijah, after coming from this great battle, goes to under a tree and says that he would rather had not been born, that he wanted God to take him out because he could not handle the pressure of which he found himself in. My friends, it is not a demon. It is not a demon. It is not a demon. We cannot demonize everything. We can't demonize everything. Welcome, everybody. If you're just joining me, Coach Sherri, Chaplain Sherri, your community pastor Sherri from the 800 block of Mooney Avenue. Tonight I am talking, as a chaplain who worked with people who experience suicidal ideation. And what is suicidal ideation? It is to harm self. Thoughts, you may not do it, but it is thoughts to harm yourself or to unalive yourself or to take yourself out of this world, away from the pain. Listen, tonight I am making a Mardi Gras king cake as I talk about a whole lot of things. This is Coach Sherri. This is Chaplain Sherri. This is your community pastor Sherri, and you have joined me with Moo Moos, mixing and musing, and I am talking about a whole lot of things tonight as I make this cake. So if you just joined me, I have just did 3 sticks of butter. Hey, Apostle Stacy, so glad to see you tonight. I have 3 sticks of unsalted butter. I had 1 tablespoon of oil, and I also, what else did I have up in here? 2 3/4 cups of sugar. That's what I've done so far. So I've just been talking about let us be careful of the language that we use. Let us be careful when talking to people. Perhaps when you find somebody who's in a state of depression, yes, we want to pray for them, but we really want to be careful with the language that we use. We want to deal with perhaps all in a moo moo. That's right, Pastor Bianca. I'm Coach Sherri in this moo moo. I'm Chaplain Sherri, and I'm the community pastor. All in this moo moo. So let's be careful of the language that we use and how we handle people, and let's see perhaps how we can help alleviate the pain that a person is experiencing. So it's not that they so much want to die. It is because they want to relieve the pain. Christopher John RV, so glad to see you in here tonight. So now I'm getting ready to do 5 eggs. 5 eggs, 1 at a time, while mixing on a medium speed. So that's what I'm going to do. So let us be careful. Pastors, if you think that you don't have the language, if you think that you cannot handle a member, a parishioner of yours who may be dealing with suicidal ideation, please refer. It does not mean that you're not a good pastor because you can't handle that. It does not mean that you cannot, whatever. Refer. In the body of Christ, there are people. There are licensed clinical social workers. There are licensed clinical counselors who can help you. Refer. In fact, I would even say, now I'm putting these eggs in. Hey, Charles Weary, so glad to see you. I see Robin's comment that, yes, you are one of Hammer's finest when it comes to cooking, because you went through, yes, Bianca, do I recommend particular academy of classes to aid folks in developing the language? Yes, I do. One of the things is I am a big proponent of preachers, pastors taking CPE, clinical pastoral education. You don't need 6 units. One good unit. One good unit will help you to, because in clinical pastoral education, you're not learning how to pray. You're not learning church stuff. You're learning human stuff, right? You already know church stuff, right? But you need some skills. You need skills to be able to deal with the whole person. And Pastor Bianca, CPE would certainly be one of the things, CPE, clinical pastoral education. And Apostle Stacy in Baton Rouge, at the hospitals, I think, I know for sure, I don't know if Baton Rouge General is still, but if you go and Google clinical pastoral education, and you can go to your state and find out where or your city. Most of the time it is offered through hospitals. It is offered through hospitals. And I'm glad that you asked that question, Pastor Bianca, because in the Preachers Academy, and I'm going to talk about this in my What's Next segment, but in the Preachers Academy that I am establishing, that I hope to be, not that I hope, that will roll out in August, this is one of the things that I will be offering, is classes on, or courses on, how to engage with the whole person, not just the spiritual person, but the whole person. Because this whole thing about Jesus coming to give us life and life more abundantly, it's not just the spiritual life, but it's my totality, my mind, body, and soul. My mind, body, and soul. So that is a first step. Your hospitals offer CPE. Your hospitals offer CPE, and I know that there were classes in Baton Rouge. I know that there are classes in Baton Rouge. So we have added the 5 eggs. So now I'm supposed to add 1 4-ounce of cream cheese. 4 ounces of cream cheese. So I had to divide my cheese up, my cream cheese, and I'm putting it in. And then 1 cup of flour mixture. Now in this flour mixture, I have 3 cups of flour. I have, 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I sifted all that together, and it's calling for 1 cup. So that's what I'm going to do now. And if you cannot get CPE on the locally, you can also do it online. I am a big proponent of Dr. Danielle Bahuros and Sankofa. CPE Center is an online program where you can do your coursework online, and then you do your field work, because you have to actually either work in a hospital, a prison, a homeless shelter, wherever. You can choose your field site, but your coursework can be done online. So now I'm going to do 1 cup of flour. I'm excited about this cake. This is the first time I'm making this cake, so I don't know. Y'all know I'm really not a baker, but I enjoy these sessions, and people have hoodwinked me and bamboozled me into doing this. I do know next week I will not be able to do it because I will not. Oh, well, come on down here, Robin. Come on down. I will make sure you get your cake. You just tell me what kind. So now, also with the flour, I already added some milk, some cream cheese. Not cream cheese, milk, sour cream, vanilla, butter extract, and almond extract. And I'm supposed to put this into this mixture. No, Bianca, I am not I just let y'all fool me and make me think that I'm a baker. Because sometimes stuff come out. But I'm really not a baker. So I'm trying to get my 1 cup, half cup of my my milk mixture. So that's what I'm doing now, my milk mixture. So that's what I want to say about death by suicide. Let's just be real careful of the language that we use. It is not that a person committed suicide, a person died by suicide. And if a person dies by suicide, they are not going to hell. If they're going to hell for dying by suicide, then they are going to hell for dying from cancer, heart disease, COPD, and all the other things, right? And it is not because of a demon. So this here is going now. And I'm supposed to add the other now half of the cream cheese. In other words, we're getting ready to repeat. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the difference between your spiritual self and your religious self. Your spiritual self and your religious self. Your religious self may be alive and well, and your spiritual self may be hurting, in need, or sick, or dying. Your spiritual self and your religious self. So, Sherri, what am I talking about? Religion is about what you do. Your practices, going to church, reading your Bible, praying, that is doing. Your spiritual self is how are you being? How is your soul? We really ask the wrong questions. You will get a different answer if you ask a person, how is your being? Rather than how is your doing. Your doing is a religious practice. It is what you do. Your spirituality or your spiritual person is your inner. How is your soul doing? How is your soul? Are you at peace? Your spirit can be in turmoil while your religious person can be intact. And you know, we deal with a lot of what you're doing, because as long as we see a person doing, we think that everything is all right. But if we really understood their spiritual person or their spiritual being, you may see that that person is not well at all. Welcome everybody to this episode of Moo Moos, Mixing and Musing with Coach Sherri, Chaplain Sherri, your community pastor Sherri from 800 block of Mooney Avenue. Yes, Pastor B, that's why it's easy for us to say, well, I never saw that person. They were doing so good. They were coming to church. They were participating. But then they go home and they cry. They toss and turn all night long. Why? Because their spirit is in turmoil. So I'm going back over with this cream cheese. So I did half and half. And now we have to get another half of the another cup of flour. So instead of asking, throw a person off and ask them how they are, how is their being. And sometimes people say, you know, even people when they in the hospital, and I ask them, how you doing? Because I asked the wrong question. How you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. Well, usually doing fine people don't come to the hospital, so I ask, okay then, how do you feel about being in this hospital? That is a different question. We can do a whole lot of things to throw you off with our doing. I don't care if it's the preacher, the pastor, the bishop, the apostle, all the way down to the church secretary. We can throw you off with our doing, because people, as long as we are doing, people are satisfied. When we can no longer do, it's easy to throw you a person away, right? The next person that you see, come Sunday or Wednesday, whenever you see your church folk again, don't ask them how they're doing. Ask them how they are being. That's why, as a chaplain, I'm trained to deal with spiritual needs. And I'm not going to go through them all right here, but there are 14 spiritual needs that we all have that has nothing to do with religion. Spiritual needs that we have, that humans have, that have nothing to do with religion. That's why I can work with a person who, from whatever religious background you have, because I'm not there for your religious doing. I want to know how you are being. Here is one of a big spiritual need that every person on this earth has. And here it is. And when I say this, I need for somebody to put it in the comment section, because I need to know if y'all listening tonight, class, right? Here it is. I don't know who my note taker is. One of the biggest spiritual needs that we all have is we have a need for meaning, value, and purpose. I need somebody to put that in. And when I see it, I'm going to move on. I'm going to tell you what that means. We all have a need for meaning, value, and purpose. Can I get a witness? Is anybody here with me tonight? have a need for meaning, value, and purpose. Thank you. Thank you. So what is that when I talk about meaning, value, and purpose? To have meaning, value, and purpose is a spiritual need that we all have, because we all have an innate desire to belong. We all have an innate desire to matter. We all have an innate desire to be valued. Meaning, value, and purpose. There are times, if you look at some of the school shootings, and the perpetrator has been bullied or excluded or treated as if they did not matter or belong, it was a spiritual need. They could have been in church. They could have gone to Sunday school. They could have participated in all of the church activities, but inside they are still wounded because they have a sense of not belonging. They have a sense of being discarded. We all want to feel like we matter to somebody. We all want to feel like we matter to somebody. If you are just joining me tonight, I am trying my hand at a Mardi Gras king cake, pound cake. That's what I'm trying my hand tonight on. There's a lot of moving parts to this cake, so tonight I'm mixing the batter, and I probably want, like usual, do the frosting and all of that until in the morning. As you can see, I got my purple because it's Mardi Gras. I got my yellow gold, so to speak, and I have my green, the Mardi Gras colors. So you know I'm going to post a photo to show you the end result. If it comes out good or if it comes out bad, I'm going to show it to you. So we all have a spiritual need for meaning, value, and purpose to belong. Another, thank you, Robin. Thank you. Meaning, value, and purpose. Another spiritual need we have is to know that God is on our side. To know that God is on our side. That not only we matter to on this earth, but that we matter to God. Whatever God, whether you call your divine being Allah, God, Jehovah, whatever you call it, to know that God is on your side. So I had a patient today. So now I'm going back with my flour after this 1 cup of flour and a 4th cup of my milk, which would be the finer part of the milk. So I have this female patient, and she's got a lot of things going on. She believes in God. But here is what her problem is. She said, "Do you think that God has forgotten me?" Now remember, as a chaplain, I'm not there to preach to anybody. I'm not there to get anybody saved. I'm not trying to get anybody into heaven. I'm here to help you navigate your spiritual needs, concerns, or issues. She said, I wonder if God has forgotten me. My God. She said, I got so much going on, and it just seems as if God is not concerned about me. She goes to church. She participates in church. Her religious practices are intact, but her spiritual, her inside, her spirit person is wounded. She said, I go through this and I go through that. And I said, okay, I've listened to all that you have to say. And she brought up Job. I said, you know what? Out of all the things that I've heard you say, it's one word that you keep saying. Through. That you're going through it. That you're going through it. Which means that indeed God is on your side. That we are not excluded from life's circumstances. That we are not excluded from life being life and life lifing. So in church and our religious spaces where we do our practices and we're concerned about the right beliefs, as preachers and pastors and spiritual leaders, religious leaders, we need to make sure that our preaching is not always about the highs of life and what you can get, and you're going to be blessed, and if you do A, B, and C, you're going to get A, B, and C. No. I do believe that we should offer hope, but not at the exclusion that when people leave, they think if you come to Jesus, everything will be all right. No. If you come to Jesus, if, as we say, you will have some tools to be able to navigate this journey. So she had a spiritual need to know if God was on her side and that God has not abandoned her. So when we are talking about there's our religious needs, our religious practices, what we do, and our spiritual needs, who we are and how we are. So instead of asking people how they are doing, I want you to practice asking people how they are being. How is your being? And when you ask a person, how's your soul today? Number one, they're going to look at you funny because probably nobody has ever asked them, how's their soul? So I'm going to add this final milk. This final milk mixture, which is whole milk, sour cream, vanilla extract, almond extract, and butter extract. So do not ask a person how they are doing. Ask them how is their soul, and then don't walk away. Stay there, because, and you don't always have an answer. If they tell you, you're not trying to always fix something, but you want to give them what we call active and compassionate listening. You want your presence to be there, to hear what they are saying, not with the intention to fix, which is another flaw that us preachers have and people expect, is that we are to fix everything. No, we are not to fix everything, because we don't have the tools to fix everything. That's first of all. We don't have the tools to fix everything. But a lot of times, people are not looking for a solution. They need somebody to listen. They need somebody to be fully present. So what do I mean by active and compassionate listening? When somebody is talking, not looking away, but giving them your undivided attention. So don't ask anybody how is their soul if you are not prepared to listen. If you're not prepared to listen. So we have all these ingredients in that we are mixing now for this Mardi Gras king cake. And then after all of this is going, I'm going to put it in the pan, the butt pan. Now, the way that this goes is I had to also make a concoction of cinnamon, sugar. Let's see what all I put in here. White sugar, brown sugar, and cinnamon. So I'm going to let this go a little bit. Then we're going to put some of it in the pan, put the cinnamon concoction in there, put the rest in, put some more cinnamon concoction, and that's going to bake for 325. And then I have to work on the frosting, but I'm probably going to work on the frosting in the morning, and then I'll show you the photos if they come out good or if they come out bad, if it comes out bad. Because if it comes out bad, then I'm going to try to work and see what I did that it didn't get it right, and we're going to do it all over again. Because Mardi Gras is not over until February 13th. So tonight we've talked about death by suicide. We've talked about the difference between spiritual needs and religious needs. And the third thing, based upon my graduation of when am I graduating, class? Let's see if you've been listening. When am I graduating? I'm going to wait to see who remembers when I am graduating. I'm going to wait to see if you remember when I am graduating. Who remembers? So I'm going to again put this in up a butt pan, and it's already I've already used my baker's joy. I've already used my When is it? May 18th. You got to be Uncle. May 18th, 2024. When is it, Robin? That's okay. You got it. You close. May 2024. May 18th. Oh my God, this is some smart people in this class tonight. Some smart people in this class tonight. One of the things that I want to talk about is why I pursue a doctor of ministry rather than a PhD. Both of them are valid. People try to make this big distinction between a doctorate of ministry and a PhD, but it depends on what it is that you want to do. So a PhD is for those who want to work in an academic university kind of setting, right? A DMin, Doctor of Ministry, is for those of us who want to work on a practical level. On a practical level. Now, can I use my DMin to teach at a university setting or a seminary? Yes. But that is not my goal. That will be just lanyard. What I want to do is to create my own academy. And I am rolling out the Preacher's Academy. That's what I'm going to do next. Yes, I'm still going to be a chaplain, but I want to help people in the trenches who are actually doing the work of the church. That is my goal. For those people who may not ever get to seminary, and heck, who may not ever get to any kind of higher education, but they are still doing work in the churches. I am specifically called, let me just start to say this, that the Preacher's Academy, even though it says preachers, it is not just for preachers. It is not just for preachers. Although I am called to help women, it will not just be for women. The Preacher's Academy is designed for those who need to find clarity in their callings, right? They need to find clarity in their calling. They're still trying to figure out, because you do know that we church folk, if somebody comes to say that they have been called, we don't ask the next question. What do you think the next question should be? Let's see. What do you think the next question, if you were the pastor and someone comes to you and say, I've been called. I've been called to ministry. What is it that your next question should be? I'm going to wait. What do you think that your next question should be if someone came to you and said, Pastor, I have been called? What should the next question be? Oh, Pastor Bianca, you on it tonight. Your next thing should be, what is your calling? What did God call you to? Do you know that there are more calls than are called to preach? Did you know that? It's many frustrated people in the pulpit, and you know why they're frustrated? Because somebody didn't ask them the next question. Somebody didn't ask them the next question. Now I got to try to taste this here a little bit. See what this is working with. I think we're working with something, y'all. I think we're working with something. Think we're working with something. We need to ask people, what is your calling? And if they say, I don't know, if they say they do not know, it is incumbent upon you to help facilitate them understanding and getting clarity to the call. Don't push them to the pulpit. Okay, so let's see if I can do some maneuvering, because I want to show you what I'm doing now. So I'm going to move the mixer out of the way because I want you to see what I'm doing now. So we need to ask, what is it that you're called to? And not send everybody to the pulpit. What is your calling? So that is one of the things that we will be doing in the Preachers Academy, is helping people find their callings. So I'm a Baptist preacher, so you know I'm going to be dealing with alliteration. I'm going to be dealing with alliteration. That banner looks good, huh? Yep. So we're going to deal with clarity to calling. The second thing we're going to do with is to give credence to voices. So what does that mean? To give credence to voices. That we want to, in the Preachers Academy, we want to help people to develop their own voices. To develop their own voices. Okay, so now here is the cinnamon, the sugar, and the brown sugar. So I'm going to put some of that around, and then I'm going to add the rest of the batter. Okay? So we want people to develop. There does not need to be any more Martin Luther Kings. You don't have to imitate anybody. You need to develop your own voice. And so what do I mean by develop your own voice? We each come with different skills, abilities. We come with different skills, abilities, experiences, education. And so even though Pastor Beebe and I may do the same thing, we won't do it the same way. Why? Our ages are different. Our geography is different. Our education is different. Our experiences are different. Our personalities are different. Our temperaments are different. And so therefore, we won't do it the same way. We won't do it the same way. There are too many copycats. There are too many copycats in the body of Christ when we all have different skills sets, and we should develop our own skill sets and do what God has called us to do. So that's the second thing that the Preachers Academy will help do. We will give clarity to voices. We will give clarity to your calling, credence to your voices. And the next thing we're going to do, now this one right here is a big one for me. We are going to help you to develop confidence and competence in your theology, in your preaching, in your biblical literacy. See, I forgot to tell somebody to write this down. It's so good. I understand that everybody is not going to seminary. I understand that. But it does not mean that we should not be biblically trained. That you should not be biblically trained. And what God has gifted me is the ability to break down complex theological terms and to teach in such a way that those who will not go to seminary, your Sunday school teachers, your vacation Bible school teachers, your mission teachers, right? They need training, y'all. The stuff that I'm hearing coming out of these Sunday school classes is atrocious. They need to be trained. And I understand that the church uses and relies on volunteers. I understand that. But you still need training. Listen, I signed up to volunteer at the New Orleans mission. They didn't care about how many degrees I'm coming with. I have to watch a video for some training to understand how they do it. It's in the sun. Don't tell me nothing about that Sunday school book, girl. Don't you tell me nothing about that Sunday school book. By the way, the Sunday school book is just a guide. You still got to be able to do your own work. The Sunday school teacher got to do the own work just like the preacher. Can't just be reading. Okay, so I'm going to go back and put some more of the cinnamon concoction. So in the Preacher's Academy, we'll be taking a survey of the Bible, the Old Testament, New Testament. We'll have classes on preaching. Because y'all know I'm real big when it comes on preaching and preaching out of context, taking scriptures way out of context and causing harm to those in the pew. How that's looking, y'all? How this is looking? It smelled good, too. What you talking about? You knew it would get me going. So the Sunday school teacher has to be as competent and confident. No, not tonight, Natasha. We didn't cancel tonight. That was last week we canceled. Tonight, we making this Mardi Gras cake. You missed my Mardi Gras music. So that's what we're doing in the Preacher's Academy. That's my next. Now, again, although this academy is open to all, I'm clear that I'm primarily called to women because women struggle a lot when it comes to accepting their calling. And one of the reasons is because of the theology in the church that women should keep silent in the church. Now I got to make this here cover, so we're going to see how this going to be. I got to get this all around here. So that's my next, the Preacher's Academy. So stay tuned. I have people helping me to, oh man, I think I misjudged this. So I got to try to get this all around here. I got people who are going to help me because I understand my strengths. I think I misjudged this. Let me see here. That's helping me to bring this to pass, getting my logo and my branding straight. So I'm excited about all of this. This, you know what this smells like, y'all? This smells like a honey bun or cinnamon roll. Give me 1 minute. I need to give me a little water to stretch this out. Because I understand my strengths and I understand my weaknesses. So yeah, that's what's next for me. This is going to be interesting, y'all. It smells good. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to put it in the oven for 325. I'll take pictures when it come out, but I am not going to I'm not going to do any frosting tonight. Okay? I pray that you had a night with me. Thank you for staying with me in this episode of Moo Moos Mixing and Musing with Coach Sherri, Chaplain Sherri, with your community pastor Sherri, with Sherri from the 800 block of Mooney Avenue. Y'all be blessed, and until next time, bye-bye.